Hello and welcome to GTA 6 Source, where we have been dissecting and analyzing every single scene and every single frame of the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer number 2. And we are at the end. We have gone through this entire trailer. There are just two more very quick scenes that we're going to take a look at. We're going to zoom all the way in, appreciate the little details, see the things that you might have missed, and then that's the second trailer. There's been so much to see, so much to do, so what's wrong with taking the back streets? So right here we have Cal Hampton, which is, of course, Jason and Lucia's good friend. He obviously works at Brian's Boat Works and Marina. We've seen both Brian and Cal throughout this entire trailer at different points. We've seen them at the very beginning. We met Brian and we met Cal in the bar at the Rusty Anchor, and here he is again, you know, just being his, what we assume to be lovable self. He is in Brian's Boat Works. We obviously have a large boat behind him, and then there's a lot of guys doing work on that boat, so it's a very active scene. And there's a lot of little details to take a look at. So if we zoom all the way back, we can see almost 4 or 5 people. We see these two guys here working on something. We see 2 people in the back there, somebody in the back doing some welding. This is a very active boat works. This is obviously a legitimate business on the side of also being, you know, a drug running business. So there's going to be a lot of things going on here, a lot of activity. We know that Jason does some work for Brian's Boat Works. We assume he wears a couple of the shirts. So maybe we'll have a couple of side missions where we have to, you know, do some work for Brian and just kind of do more legitimate work. But there's a lot of little details in this scene. You look over here on this red cart, we have, you know, a lot of little things, a hammer, some tape, some, you know, WD-40, it looks like, some wrenches and things like that, a ladder on the side there. Over here we have on this blue cart, there's actually a lot of little, you know, inside kind of little Easter egg things here. You know, on the top you have a can here with an X. That's actually the Zero Gas Company. We've seen that throughout Grand Theft Auto. We've seen a couple of Zero gas stations throughout Vice City in some of the screenshots and some of the clips. We've seen it throughout. We've also, you know, some of these little stickers here. There's a lot of little things, little Easter eggs. You know, T-East. That's a parts company for, you know, GTA Online. Same with Aftershaft and things like that. Canis. That's a car company. So all these little logos, they all represent something within the Grand Theft Auto universe. There's so many little things that, you know, you can overlook like that. But I think it's really interesting that they take the time to put those logos on there, and it makes sense. Those are logos that absolutely would be on a toolbox in some guy's garage. So it's really, really cool to see those little things. That, again, that little appreciation. I mean, there's so many little details. The carts look all banged up and dirty. His shirt, you know, look at Cal's shirt. His, you know, got some grease on it and stuff like that. So there's a lot of little things that, you know, you can overlook, and it wouldn't be the end of the world if his shirt wasn't very dirty, but at the same time, it makes it all that much more cohesive. Even the hose on the ground is dirty. That kind of detail, we've seen that detail in Rockstar before, and here it is once again. And so, of course, the star of this scene is Cal, and he is saying, as he continues from the previous scene, he says, "If you got friends, can you hook me up, please?" And, of course, this is, I would imagine, an allusion to the fact that, you know, Cal wants to be kind of part of the game. He wants to be, you know, more involved in maybe some of the more illicit activities that Jason and Lucia find themselves doing, and he would like to be included. He is drinking a Patriot Beer. We've seen that throughout the trailer. And one of the more interesting things, again, is just this attention to detail. As he does his lovely little motions and he shakes the beer actually fizzes up and spills out of the bottle. I mean, that kind of stuff, that is not necessary to make an effort to put in there. But they do. They really do take that time. They make the effort to make the beer fizz up naturally. And once again, we've said it 1,000 times. We'll say it 1,000 more. This is in-game. This is either a cutscene or gameplay footage running on a standard PlayStation 5. That's just, every time I say it, it blows my mind. Look at the lighting. Look at the you know, the fog in the air, the smoke in the air. Look at the details. Look at everything. It's just so incredible. Look at the hair technology coming out of his hat. It's so exciting and so incredible, and something that we have to appreciate every time we see it. So this is really just a really beautiful scene. Obviously, it shows, you know, Cal is wanting to be involved in the activities that we're seeing here, but just so many little details. There's characters that we may never talk to, we never really know. In the background, there's activity. There's so much going on. It's such a beautiful little shot. You it's well lit. There's it's a beautiful composition. There's so much going on there, and you have to remember that Rockstar are storytellers, visual storytellers, and we've seen that throughout this trailer. We've seen shots that look like they could be in movies. Beautiful compositions, beautiful lighting, beautiful foregrounds, beautiful details, things like that. And at the end of the day, that's what this is. It's a visual representation of art, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's really exciting to take a look at. Moving on to the last shot of the trailer, we see Lucia hanging out of the car window, enjoying a Vice City Leonida sunset as they literally ride off into the sunset. There's a lot of details actually in this shot here. There's just so much activity going on. There's a guy on a bike, there's cars driving over, there's a guy in a boat, they're going over a bridge. Beautiful details on the palm trees. We see, incredible water details, incredible ray tracing on all these things, and just absolutely beautiful lighting. Of course, this is sort of the final shot of the trailer. So the point is kind of leave it with a lasting impression, and that's what we're getting. An absolutely gorgeous last scene, the sun flaring in, beautiful composition, and then of course leaving us looking over Vice City, the city that we will soon be wreaking havoc and mayhem in, and that's what we're seeing here. And again, just to appreciate the little details. Look at the draw distances. Look, we see the lights way off in the background. We see people standing around. It's just so much. These little details that we've seen throughout this trailer they add up to some incredible technological advancements in what Rockstar is doing. And when they add up, you feel it, you can see it, you can sense it, and that's what we're seeing, and that's what's going on in this scene. You have a car driving, there's so much density, there's so much activity, there's so much going on back there. These are two very, very quick scenes, especially this last one. There's not much to see. Of course, this is sort of the final scene, the final shot, the final moment, just to kind of say, that was our trailer, there you go, I hope you enjoyed it. And that's what this is. This is just sort of letting us now, we probably won't see another trailer for quite a while. And so this is Rockstar just saying, okay, that's what we had. That was our moment. Hope you enjoyed it. Here they go running off into the sunset. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's perfectly well done. Again, you just look at the density of the trees. That's something we've never really seen in a Grand Theft Auto game before. It's always been a little more sparse. We saw much more closely to this in Red Dead Redemption 2, and we're seeing that kind of technology come back. So it's really incredible to see that kind of stuff. We're seeing the skyline. We're seeing the clouds. We're seeing everything. This is kind of the culmination of everything they have, the culmination of everything they're doing, and it's really, really something special. So that's what we have. That's what this trailer is. So many little moments adding up together into something really, really special. And that's all we have for this video. We're going to go through the entire trailer in the next video. We're going to take our time and just appreciate everything. We're going to add it all together because this has all been obviously chopped up little bits and bops, and now we're actually going to take it all at once and we're going to actually appreciate the entire thing. We're not going to go into as much detail as we have in some of these in some of these videos. Obviously, a lot of stuff we've repeated ourselves and we've reiterated things, but also we've zoomed really close in to see some of the little finer details that you might have missed. But we're going to take a look at the entire thing all together in our next video, and that's really all we have for this video. There's just a little things. We're seeing Cal again. I think he's going to be an important character, a very fun character. Again, we think it's voiced by Bobby Moynihan, and I think that's going to be a great deal of fun when we actually play with him and see what happens in his character's storyline. And then, of course, Jason and Lucia riding off into the sunset, enjoying the grand Leonida day. So that's all we have for this video. What did I miss? There wasn't a whole lot to see, but what did I miss? Comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. In our next video, we're going to take a look at the entire trailer all at once and enjoy everything when you add it all together. So thanks for watching. See you next time.